Welcome to Jake's Savvy Moment, where you can learn tips and ideas on how you can improve your and your horse's development. Roll the tape. Today on Jake's Savvy Moment, we're going to be looking at another pattern. Today we're going to do a ground pattern and we're going to look at the figure eight. I want to share with you some ideas on how you might be able to teach your horse how to do the figure eight using a steady feel and then rhythmic pressure, and then how we can make a game out of the figure eight and cause your horse to maintain gait, maintain direction, and look where they're going while on that pattern. I'm going to go over a couple of tools we're going to use. I got my 45-foot rope. I got a 22-foot line. We got a stick and a string. We got a medium length stick with a flag on it. And I've got our long 12-foot pole. And we're going to use different lengths of rope, different lengths of sticks as we progress to doing less and less, where we can just stand, smile, and wave while our horse does the pattern. Let's get started. All right, I've got Chickadee here to help me today. We're starting out on our 12-foot line, carrot stick and string, and I've got drawn out for you here the pattern. What I've done is I've drawn the outside, the boundaries and the guidelines of the pattern. And so we want to think of those boundaries on your side as the ones created by the rope and the halter, and the boundaries on this side are created by my personal space and my extension, whether it's a stick of varying degrees. The cones, they have marks around them, and I'm going to create that as a thing in her mind that she doesn't want to go on top of my cones and knock them over. And I can start to make this a game by thinking about what efforts would I go to if, say, there was a small child sitting there instead of a cone, or something that I really cared about, where I'm going to really put some effort into saying, don't go there. Okay, that's where the hot lava is. Now, I'm going to start with leading her around the pattern. I'm going to show you how we can use our focus from our belly button to get that started. Then we're going to drive her around and switch to making a game. So, one piece of rope in my hand, holding my stick by the handle, and I've got the string at the ready. I'm going to start with putting my belly button on the cone over here. I'm going to lead and walk my belly button out there and see if I can't, just with the rope, lead her around that cone. She made it around the cone, so now I'm going to go back to where I started, switch hands in the process, change my belly button, and lead her out and around this cone. Now I've walked all the way to the cone to prevent her from learning it wrong. I don't want to have her or teach her to go in between me and the cone. I want to teach her right from the start to get out and around there. Okay? Now we're going to move on, and I'm going to do it with just the stick if I can. So I'm going to put this hand at my hip to not always lead. I'm going to put my belly button when I get to the middle to here and push her with my stick out and around. Change hands, put my belly button and push her out and around and bring her back. Now I'm going to get onto a longer rope and we're going to start making a game out of the figure eight. Now that I've taught my horse the figure eight pattern using a feel and a suggestion or a feeling with my stick and string, I want to look at how can we transition to make this a game so she learns to maintain gait and direction. Notice there's a track here for her to follow. I've drawn it out so you can see it, but you need to own that in your mind so you see where she's supposed to go. And when she's not there, we're going to make a game out of, I wouldn't be there if I were you. Now, some of the spots that we're going to need to say that is if they get on the outer line there, and that's where our halter and lead rope are going to go. I wouldn't be there if I were you. And then my stick and string in personal space on this line is going to say, I wouldn't be there if I were you. Okay? Now, you know when your horse is ready to start making a game out of this, once you've got where you can lead them easily, standing still, lead, send her out and around with just the rope, and do the same with the stick. You'll see as they come around, they'll start looking to make the turn, asking the question, are we still doing the figure 8? That's when you know it's time to say game on and say yes. I wouldn't still be there if I were you. Let's take a look on how maybe we could play that game with Chickadee. I'm going to get her started. I'm going to push her out. And then say, I wouldn't be there if I were you. Look out for my cone if I were you. Look out for my cone if I were you. Smile, allow her to do her pattern. Allow her to have the rope, and I'll just manage the rope by coiling it in and out. In, see, I didn't lead. I just did the rope straight in and out. Ah, you missed! And I'm just gonna make it a game. So she can find rhythm, relaxation, and contact with the pattern. There's a better rhythm. I don't want her hurrying and worrying around the pattern. And then to finish, I'm going to go. Girls have been using that sound for thousands of years, and it works on boys, so we can try it again and smooch to our horses saying, come on in. As we finish up this savvy moment, I'm going to play with her on an even longer rope and see how can we up the speeds, use a longer stick so I can do even less, and I want you to have more fun playing with a figure 8. This has been another one of Jake's Savvy Moments.